I've lost count of how many times I've had people comment on my videos that in their games, people pick stupid heroes as supports and ruin the lane, which is why they can't win. Well, guess what? I got a tiny 5 who literally did nothing and eventually left after ruining the lane. But that didn't stop me from having the same amount of farm as I would have in normal circumstances. I had 12 lasses at minute 5 and ended up having 300 lasses at 20 minutes. How did I manage to do that? Well, you're going to see that in this video. Okay, so this is where it starts. As you can see, I have 8 lacets and this bristleback is 17, which is almost double, right? So now I'm like struggling here. There's a wave here. Next wave is like around here. So based off of this, you could kind of say that this wave is going to push into me eventually. So we don't need to pull, but my tiny is going to go pull, right? He's like level 1, has not even gotten level 2. So we could do something in this lane. So I'm just getting bullied by these 2 heroes. So I'm now approaching a bit forward because I don't know what the fuck else to do. So they go on me. They miss the bramble, so now I can just TP out. I have stick and mango, so I just TP out here to my tower. So if the wave comes back, I'll do it. But then the tiny pulls. Since the tiny pulled, now this big ass wave is gonna be inside my tower. And of course, this guy's level 1. He can't really help me. He can't even help himself. So as a result, when the wave is like this, they kill the tiny. And they're gonna fortify the wave and kill me as well. So at this point, I have 12 lacets, and I don't have a teleport scroll, right? I don't have a TP. So what the fuck is this? Like, I instantly buy a smoke so that I can go back to the lane, but at this point, you could say that this lane is like completely over. Like, I cannot do anything. And Medusa is a hero where if you're behind, it's generally not a good look, right? So I see that they've pulled. I see that the wave is here, so I don't want to be here for obvious reasons. You saw what happened before. So I'm just gonna go here and try to stack this. But I don't know, this is bugged or some shit. I don't know what happened. But yeah, probably bugged. But I've already stacked this once from before. Anyways, now I'm going for the wave here only because I see Bristle here. And the wave is in a safe spot. So I can go here and try to get these lacets. I'm gonna miss all of them, which is skill issue, I guess. Now the wave is pushing in. You see, like, this is a big ass wave. And there's another wave here. And their wave is like here. I don't know, I can't see it, but if I go like player view, I can probably see it. So their wave is like here, which makes you think that, okay, they're gonna have like 5 creeps. We're gonna have 5 plus, I don't know, this is too many. So basically this wave is not coming back. So instead of me going here and feeding again, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go back. I can't pull, but it's too late. So I'm just gonna go and farm this stack because that's the only thing that I can do. It's better than me feeding or doing something else. So we're at 13 at like 5:30. Now I'm just farming this with my spells, do what I can. And at this point, it's just like, okay, I would still very much like to farm creep waves, right? Which is like the best form of farm that you can get. So at this point, I have a choice. I could either farm this, or I could do something to bring this wave back to me. So the thing that I could do is that I could go and pull, which is what I do. So I'm just now going to pull this. This is a very shit camp, but it might do something. And also the thing about this is that while I pull this, I can still farm something. So this is good. The idea is that I'm going to pull, I can farm this without losing HP because my creeps are tanking this, and then this wave is going to eventually come back to me. Also, another thing is that now I'm getting info. So Willow is here stacking camps, probably going to go for the rune later, which gives me information that I can be on this Bristle's face because Bristles solo cannot probably kill me. Because even if he does something like that, I can always TP out. So now I see that there's the information here, so I can go forward, which you see here. But still, there's not much I can do here. So I pull this camp. And while I pull this, this is interesting. Like, normally I would just go back and stand and wait for the wave. But here, there's a cart. It's going to take some time for the cart to rest. So I'm just like pushing this fastly so I can at least get some gold out of this big camp. You see here that I'm going to farm this quickly and then go back to my wave. So now it's just like, now I can be a bit more aggressive again. Why? Because it's minute 7 almost. And Dark Willow is probably going to be somewhere around here. Waiting to get the rune. So now I know this is a 1v1, so I can stay here for as long as I need. I go back here, I farm this really quickly. I see that the wave is pushing into me. I farm the wave as well. And now again, the wave is here, right? But now I know that the timer is off, so Willow is probably coming back, right? So I cannot be there. So I'm going to chill inside my tower. If the wave pushes inside my tower, I'll farm it. Otherwise, I will not. So I'm going to instantly farm this. And now I'm good. Okay. So now the other thing is that what the fuck do I do now? Right? Based on creep wave timers, the wave is here. And it's not going to be here for the next 15 seconds. So I'm just going to go here and farm the small camp. and then I'm gonna wait for the wave to be here again. So it's also like 8 minutes, which means that Willow is probably gonna play for the rune. And the way Bristle is posturing, it just tells you that they're probably not trying to kill me here. So I can go back and farm the wave again. This is like very crucial to like kind of identify these things based on how the enemy is moving. So now that this is the last time I saw Bristle, and now I'm just gonna pull again because I've already farmed this. I'm gonna pull this again so that I can have the wave under my tower again, rather than here, which could be a bit dangerous. So now when I see that the wave is not here, it just basically tells me that they've pulled. So I go for the pull, and I'm gonna try to farm this, but as a result of this, I end up dying. This is the thing that as soon as Willow shows up, I'm just gonna always die because I can't do anything. So now I'm dead. I have like 54 last hits. If I didn't die, I could have probably farmed a bit more. Maybe have around like 100 by 10 minutes. But yeah, now I'm gonna respawn again. Gonna TP back instantly. Wave is pushed in, which means that they cannot pressure me here at the very least. And as a Medusa with spells, like any hero with AoE spells, what you wanna do is you wanna try to farm both camps at the same time, and this is the best type of camps. Like these two camps and these two camps. If you're playing something like Alchemist, Gyro, Medusa, you have spells that you can kind of use for both camps at the same time. You're gonna see me drag this here, and then use Mystic Snake in a way that it goes to all of the creeps, and now I'm farming this really fast. Now this is where things are interesting again. You see that there's a fight going on at bottom, and I don't have information on Dark Willow at the moment, and this guy's like level 8, so he can probably run at me with Willow, so I can't exactly go here. So I'm just gonna like look to go back, but then I'm gonna posture backwards towards the wave. Why? Because when something like this happens, like their Puck and their Morph are being dove, the enemy is going to react to it. Either Willow or Bristleback, one of them is gonna TP and try to help their cores, obviously. So I'm just gonna wait here. I'm gonna wait here and wait. Like I'm not waiting for this Bristle to TP. I'm just waiting for the Willow to show bottom. But turns out this Bristle also TPs, and when he does, and I also see all of their heroes, this is like, okay, now I'm free. I'm probably free for the next minute. So I'm just gonna instantly push this in, and at the same time, I don't go for the side camps back here because I know that this is the only window that I'm going to have where I can farm aggressively. So I just instantly run forward, get the wave here, instantly farm it, and then at this point I'm farming the large camp, and then the medium camp, and then another large camp. This is how normally you would farm if you were having a fine lane. So this is what I do, and then this respawns, same thing as before. Drag both those camps so you can use Mystic Snake in a way that you can farm them both. So during this time, I farmed around 700 gold. I farmed 2 waves, 2 large camps, and a medium camp. And now since the wave is pushed in and Dark Willow is dead, I have this information that, okay, Dark Willow is dead, or Dark Willow is showing bottom, which means that this Bristle cannot solo kill me. I'm going to let him take this tower because fuck the tower, who cares. Now I'm just going to go on his face because he cannot fight me. If he tries to fight me, he's going to give me stick charges, and I'm just gonna fill myself up with the stick charges anyway, so he just gives up. The ideal situation for both of us is to just like farm. And now I'm just gonna do this. I can play a bit aggressive because Willow was dead, right? So I can do whatever I want. I can even go here. And when I see Willow here again and Bristle TPing, this is my cue to farm this aggressively again. And one thing that you should keep in mind is that the reason why I move here is because I know the creep wave timers. I know that the wave is going to be here. I drag the wave a bit here, right outside of the large camp, so that I can farm them both together, which is what I do. Farm Mystic Snake. And then when I see whatever the fuck is going on, I'm like, okay, I don't care about this. I could TP bottom, but there's a problem with going to bottom lane. Even though there's a wave here, after I farm this, I have nothing that I can do. I can't farm this efficiently, I cannot farm this efficiently, and I cannot farm this efficiently. So just off of what I'm doing right now, I have like 104 CS, highest in the game, right? And I'm at like 4.9k net worth, which is not that high, but I'm still recovering, right? And the other thing is that when you play heroes like Medusa, Al, Gyro, who can farm 2 camps at the same time, generally speaking, Triangle is a shit place to farm. This is much better. Your inner and outer jungle, you will get much more farm here than here, which you will notice. Like if I was like farming bottom side, I could never have these numbers, but since I am farming this side, I can have this. So same thing here before. Wave is pushed in, so I don't need to be here. And since the wave is pushed in, I'm just gonna wait for the wave to be in a safe position. So what I do here is that I drag the large camp and the medium camp and farm them both together. And then when I see Willow here and Bristle here, let's see what I do. Ideally, it's like, am I gonna... Okay, so I see Puck here, so I'm just gonna wait for the wave. I have like 30 seconds. I could go and farm this, but the reason why I'm not gonna touch this camp is because it's just a single camp. I want to farm 2 camps at the same time. So I'm just gonna run here and drag both of these, as you can see, and then just gonna press Mystic Snake again and farm this. Now, based on creep wave timer, I can farm this, but I'm a little bit scared still because I don't see anything on the map, right? And I don't know where they could be. They could be anywhere. So I'm just gonna wait for the wave to be under my tower. And since I see that the wave is under my tower, I'm gonna farm this. I'm not gonna use Mystic Snake for it because there's gonna be another wave right after this, which I want to farm really fast. So the faster you farm a wave, the less likely you're going to die. So this wave I could have killed really easily without the Mystic Snake. Now I'm gonna use Mystic Snake really quickly, do this, and then go back here because I have no info on Dark Willow and Bristleback again, right? I don't want to die. Go back here, drag both these camps, use Mystic Snake in a way that it lands on both, and now I'm fine. Now here again, no information, right? No information. I can't go here. This is a bit dangerous. We see Morphling, so I'm just gonna posture the same thing that I did here. I'm just gonna posture a bit to that side, and I'm gonna wait for them to show. Now that the Willow has showed, I can go here. Now I can go here because they're showing, right? Now I go here and farm this. I see Bristle here as well, Willow here as well. Bristle with no TP, Willow with no TP. This is my cue to go deeper in and farm this part of the map. Right, this is very important. Like this small window that you're going to get, you have to take full advantage of this. Otherwise, you're gonna lose out on a lot of farm. Now I'm gonna farm this, and then I have to go backwards again, because obviously I've showed here, and they can gate and everything. So I'm gonna go back here. Same thing as before. What I'm doing is like constantly farming 2 camps at the same time, right, with my Mystic Snake and my Split Shot. And then whenever I get a chance to be aggressive, I take it. So as you can see, my last hits right now almost 150. At 15 minutes from 12 at 5. This is like pretty decent, I would say. Farm this, and then I'm gonna signal this guy to not farm this wave because I want to farm, but he does it anyway, so whatever the fuck, right? And now just like when I see this again, based on creep wave timers, I know that the next wave is gonna be here, so I run to the wave instead of farming jungle. I know that these 2 waves are the only ones that can essentially kill me, and I see CM at mid as well because waves are being pushed into them. So I'm gonna farm this wave, which is gonna give me gold, and at the same time this is gonna apply pressure on the enemy. Now Enigma is bought back, so you can see that this situation is very shit. So if I'm not gonna recover well, we're gonna lose this game. Now I'm farming this because I can be a bit aggressive here. It's nighttime, they can't exactly see me. And then since I know that they're like still playing bottom, and then Morphling is showing top, so the idea is that they're missing, they could be gating or whatever, but it does not make any sense that they would gate Bristle to a lane where there's already another core, because Bristle also wants to farm, right? He also wants to keep up with this farm. He's not some hero like Mars who has Arena who's going to keep running around trying to kill heroes. He's not going to do that. So when I see that and I know that, I'm just going to walk up to this Morph space, press Mystic Snake to clear the camp, and just like farm it really fast and get the fuck out. Because Morph can't do anything about it. Now I'm going to farm this. So now I have Manta, so things are going to get really spicy. I'm going to drag this again, repeating the same exact thing. Based on creep wave timer, I know the next wave is going to be here. So I'm probably going to use Manta and send it here because I don't want to be here. It's a dangerous spot. And then also another thing is that I can farm 2 waves at the same time. I'm going to send my illusions to farm this, and I'm going to go here to farm this. I take the double damage. 1 wave farmed here, another wave farmed here, and I can also farm another wave. Why? Because creep of timer, the next wave is going to be here very soon. Farm this and now go back. I still don't go to the triangle. Bottom tower is dead. I know I say this a lot in my coaching sessions, in my videos, that once the bottom tower is dead, you should always go to triangle, but not in this case. Some heroes are just better off farming the inner and outer jungle, and I'm also, no one's bothering me, right? So I have no reason to do that. So I'm gonna go back here again, same exact thing, farming 2 camps at the same time, and I have Manta, so I'm gonna farm this wave and send Manta for the other one probably. Actually, no, the wave is like in a safe spot, so I'm just gonna do that anyway. I'm gonna send it probably for the next spot. So this Nyx is kind of giving me vision. I'm taking information off of Nyx. So if Nyx is here, it means that I will have information if they show. And the Bristle is bottom, so I know that the Bristle is not going to be running at me. So I'm going to farm this, and then probably send Manta for the next wave. Yep, send Manta for the next wave. You can only do this if you know creep wave timers, so learn creep wave timers. Now, same thing as before. I'm repeating the same exact thing again and again. With Manta, it's like I can farm waves that I wouldn't be able to otherwise. Now, since I exerted pressure here, now they're all TPing here. So when they all TP here, what you're going to see me do is I'm going to TP to the triangle. And also the fact that this is already farmed, this is already farmed, this is already farmed, this is already farmed. Enigma is here, right? And then it's just like, okay, I can probably get 1 camp here. But I don't want 1 camp. I have 30 seconds. I can get much more than that. So I'm just going to TP after I farm this. Do I TP or do I run? Okay, actually, I don't do that. I just go mid. All right. And I send illusions for the next wave, completely ignoring the puck. Based on creep wave timers, I know that. I can send it here, and then I get an illusion rune, send it top, farming 2 waves at the same time. Very good. And now back to the same farming pattern. I think this is where I'm going to TP probably, because now I don't see anything. I don't see anything, and also this guy is just like standing here. So I'm just going to TP through a triangle. And because I have for 20 seconds, and I'm just gonna farm this. Look at my last hits, 260. Net worth, top net worth. I have not touched a single hero. I'm 0-0, did not touch a single hero, only hitting creeps, right? And okay, now that since this is done, I'm gonna send Manta Legions to push in the mid wave. Very important to use Manta off cooldown. And now I have Shadow Blade, so I'm gonna try to fight. But since that doesn't work out, I'm just gonna go back to farming. Farm both together, and I'm at like 280 right now. And in the next 20 or whatever, I'm gonna send Manta. I think I should not have sent Manta here. I should have farmed this by myself and used Manta for the next wave. I realized that when I did that as well. Same thing here. Keep farming. Since they're all playing top now, I can play bottom. You just basically evade the enemy as much as you can. And now I am at 300 at 20 minutes, right? So the key questions that you might be asking yourself is that why is the enemy not ganking you here? It's a very simple idea, right? I only play aggressively when I see information on the map. I only go here when I have information. When I see Willow and when I see Bristle, that's when I only go here. For them to gank me here is really hard with their heroes. If they try to do that, I'm a Medusa who has a lot of, like, I'm a very tanky Medusa, right? So if they dive me here, my team can TP and punish them, right? So they're also scared to do this. And I only go in aggressive positions when I have information, not outside of that. And they also have other lanes to address, right? If they pressure me here, my Enigma and my Magnus are going to push in mid and bot. So instead of pressuring me, they choose to pressure them instead. And I'm using that information to the best of my knowledge. And you know, the funny thing is, in lower brackets, it's easier to do. Why? Because they're always fighting. They're always fighting. You kind of have to be a bit patient and wait for that opportunity, like how I did here. If you guys remember, I was waiting at the tower because I saw a fight bottom that they're going to TP. And when they did TP, I took full advantage of that. I farmed 2 waves, 2 large camps, and a medium camp, which is like around 700-800 gold that I farmed, right? And then another time, I waited again for them to show here. When I was like here, I was going here, and then I instantly, when Willow showed, I went up to play in an aggressive position. So you might say that the enemy is bad, but they're not. They're doing what they can, and they literally don't have any options, because that's the way good carry players play. I'm not self-glazing myself, I'm just telling you the reality. Good carry players know when to play aggressively based on the information that they're getting from the map. You can mindlessly hit creeps, but you will get cooked for it eventually. Against good players, they're going to cook you for it because you're not thinking about the map in any way. But yes, the main idea of this video is to make you understand that this part of the jungle, the inner and outer part of the jungle, is better than the triangle if your hero can farm 2 camps at the same time very easily. Again, I'm going to repeat myself. Gyrocopter, Alchemist, Dusa are very good examples of heroes that can do this. Something like a P or anti-match cannot. And also, when you're here, waves, you'll always have access to waves because the waves are going to constantly push into you. And you're going to de-push them and apply pressure to this lane, which they have to eventually take control of. Okay, so spoiler alert, I end up winning this game at the end, which would not be possible if my net worth difference was not like this. Like, imagine like I have 13k net worth, 2k higher than the Bristle, 2k higher than the Morph, but I also have double the assets of the Morph almost, and 100 more than the Bristle, right? So if I did not have this, if I played a normal way where it's like pussy out, play here, and don't play aggressive and I get the advantage, not abusing these small things, I would have lost this game. If you wish to significantly improve as a player, I offer coaching packages that will significantly improve your MMR as they have for other students. I'm running a New Year sale on all of my coaching packages, and the sale will end on 10th January with only 2 slots left. If you're interested, check out my website at PainDota.com or join my Discord linked in the description. Other than that, I want to tell you about Dota Academy, a private community I started with 2 other coaches who are 13k and 12k respectively. In the academy, there are 4 classes per week on every role where we teach every role from scratch. If you want to join Dota Academy, click on the link in the description. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe and like the video for more high quality content like this.